This is Gamer Weekly, bringing you the latest of what the video game scene has to offer. On this episode of Gamer Weekly, I have Charles from Coffee Addict Studio, and we'll be talking about their game, Blade and Bones. Okay, guys, hey, welcome to another episode of Gamer Weekly. I'm your host, Justin Bannister, and I think that's the first time I've actually introduced myself, besides like in the actual intro thing that I put in. So we're making big strides today. With me today is Charles from Coffee Addict Studio. Thank you so much for coming on.
Hi, man.
How are you today?
Fine. You're not gonna tell them about the missing keys?
Oh, yeah. So, okay. So before we started recording, me trying to be as professional as possible, saying, hey, let's do this at 11 o'clock Central Time, and let's get this whole thing going. And I've been having a bit of a day, and I locked my keys in my car. So, that was I had to call my dad and be like, hey, could you bring my spare by chance? That would be really cool if you could do that. And luckily he did, because if he wouldn't have, I would have been locked out. So, yeah.
You bust your balls because of that?
So,
like, fucking every night.
So, yeah, everything today has been pushed back just like a little bit, to the point I'm like, man, today has been something else. But enough of my trials and errors here. Let's talk about the game that Coffee Addict Studio is making right now. It's coming out in a few weeks. Well, from when this has been recorded, it's coming out in a few weeks. Blade and Bones. Now, this is a combat-driven Metroidvania experience, and to me, it looks like It kind of looks like Dark Souls a bit. Was that intentional?
Sure, it's a fucking Dark Souls clone with some little journey and Castlevania around, it's very light RPG, so people are fucking thinking that's a hardcore RPG. I can swear.
Yeah.
Or I should be swearing.
No, you're fine. You are fine. This is not a. Anyone can listen to this show, so I've cursed many of times in all of my episodes, so do not worry.
So there's a lot of inspiration from Dark Souls, but just the combat side, and not much the rest. Like the way you wander around the world, the Metroidvania is what breeds. Like, how can I say that? You progress like a Metroidvania game, like Castlevania, like Metroid,
So you have like a world, and then like over time you can, like, you'll get different abilities, so you can go into certain parts of the other part of the levels and stuff and find new and different things.
Yeah, there's these body transformations, and you can control the day-night cycle. Like, you can make night become day, this kind of thing. So when you do that, there are areas in the game that you can only enter when the sun is rising, Sun is rising, a portal appears. You can go. But that exact time, you have to force the game to go there,
So there's a bit of like a time control element to it.
Yeah, also.
So
these are the locks of the, how can I say, the doors in the game.
Okay, yeah, no, and so is it as hard as Dark Souls, or is it just the combat? Okay.
we have permadeath that Dark Souls doesn't have. If you die 7 times in our game, your save file is deleted forever,
What?
You cannot go back. Relax. But you have 7 lives, these 7 orbs around you. Each time you die, you lose an orb. But you can find them in the game again. And it's not hard to find them. It's just to keep the pressure on you to complete the game, So you can...
So there's no lollygagging,
Exactly. You will not wonder just because it's fun. You will try to finish the game every time you are playing,
It's a bit of like games are really easy nowadays, and so like we're trying to make it to where like it's kind of kicking you in the ass a little bit. Like, hey, we know you've had it easy for a little bit, and we're not Dark Souls hard, but like, you got to pay attention to what you're doing.
Sure, and we don't have a leveling system. Our progression is based by the player's knowledge of the enemies in a way, right? And the weapon he chooses to fight them. So you cannot keep farming like souls in Dark Souls and go fight that boss. This will not make any difference, you know. The only thing you can do is try to find a better sword to find him. And even the worst sword to the best sword is very little difference in your damage. So it's really about the player's skill. Of course, it will give you a edge, a better sword, or the right transformation against the right enemy, or making. There's three knights in the game: red knight, blue knight, and green knight. Some enemies are weaker on green knight, for instance. So if you choose the right knight, the right weapon, this will make the battle easier, you know. But not leveling because we don't have that. So that's the difference I think that makes we part away really, really from Dark Souls.
And so, what exactly is for those that don't know, what is Blade and Bones about? Like, what's the story behind this game?
Is uh, this god cried once, and he created the entire planet. You know, so he was alone with these flawed suns, these flawed creations he had. So he cried again and created something that's really like him. Is like it's like the Bible, you know, in a way. They say I'm not religious, so sometimes this kind of work offends people, but it's like a cop out from the Bible. Uh, so he cried once more and created the Orins, who are the ones you play. And the Orins tried to create something. That was the sword in the game. You have to find this first seven words the Orins created. And Nero got mad at them and made them stop talking, like he took their voices away. And now that's because of the sign system we have in the game, and we don't have budget to voice acting. So you know how how it goes. They after that, there are only like 15 Irving around the world, you know, and only seven are trying to find this word still. So you play with these seven words, these seven orbs you have around you are just like a way to represent them. You know, every time you die, you use another Urim now, who is still fighting to get the seven words. There's a lot more exposition in the story inside the game, like small conflicts, armies, and creatures around the world, and talking to NPCs and reading items description like Dark Souls does, this kind of thing.
So this sounds like a really intense game to play.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, no, that honestly that sounds really fucking awesome to like.
yeah.
So like, what was the I feel like the game has a very unique art style to it. It's almost kind of cartoony looking in a way. Like, what was like?
Let me tell your story, my friend. Uh, we uh, we did a game. We did this game, better saying, and put the put the game in green light, and it looked like trash, man. You saw it? I can send you after this. So the game looked so bad, man, and we got green lit. This just shows how fucking Steam is not giving a fuck about who enters on green light. I don't know if you know about that. Like Jim Sterling talks about it now and then. And so we got to Steam Greenlight, and we got the contract with Sony to make for PlayStation 4 and with Microsoft to make for Xbox One. Uh, so we after 1 year, we released another trailer to just for the PlayStation channel, and the response was like crushing with us. Like every comment was negative. There was not even one single comment that was positive. And the likes were like 20% of the video. So that was really bad to us. So we stopped at everybody that was making the game. Like we all sit down and just redone every single asset in the game. Every model, every texture, every sound, every music. And that was February of this year. So what you are seeing 3 months ago was not like that, So we do not even know what the art style is anymore. You're really, really lost in a way because we redone it almost 3 times already the game.
Do you
So
do you feel like having that kind of that open criticism there? Do you feel like that it helped you guys in a way, or
sure, sure, sure. But that's on us because there's so many games that receive that and don't give a fuck and still release on Steam Early Access, and it's hard, man.
it's so like when you have like I'm sure you guys have brought this to like conventions and stuff, and like when you've shown off this game though, like when people are actually playing it, what's been the response for that?
Uh, right now we are making a fast travel system because the map is really large and people were complaining about that. The game, everybody's loving the game itself, like playing it. People who play Dark Souls are better at it for sure because of the focus and everything is really similar. People are loving the story, people are loving the world. Is just these little problems like we didn't realize the the player would go back so much, like Bioshock One does and Metroidvania does, right? Uh, the player would want to go back because he got I now I know that item door opens with this weapon, So we are building this fast travel system like in 3 days, and it's gonna work. And it's the last thing we will do in the game.
It's so what do you think is the best part of the game?
Mm, the ending. The ending is pretty. Is something that I'm really proud of. Like the message at the end. I can spoil it for you if you want. It's pretty awesome.
Do not
uh,
no, don't spoil it. We gotta build some mystery behind it. But
okay, but
it's pretty awesome though.
yeah, if you get the seven words, you can challenge Nero, the god of the game, again. And if you defeat him, there's a really awesome surprise. Like if you can interpret this meaning of this, because it's like the whole game is kind of indirect the way the story is told, right? It's not on your face. You really want, if you want to give a fuck about story, you can. If you know, you will not like Dark Souls. Fuck, we are back on this again.
So yeah, no, I am extremely excited about it. Uh, I actually found the game while browsing Steam, and I'm like, "Ooh, what is this game?" And I'm so glad that I found it because this game looks real. Honestly, I'll be right down to it. Like this game looks fucking badass. So,
Blade and Bones is the best name ever, right?
Blade and, Blade and Bones sounds like either a comic book that I would have read or a metal band that I would have listened to. So
Dude, if
the
you
name
put
sticks.
Blade and Bones on Google, there's a meat house or something like that. Just pass it them on Google search.
Oh, hold on,
Thank
hold
God.
on. I think I. Oh wait, nope, that's not it. That's your guys' website. Never mind. Hold on, hold on. I've got to see. Like I know having visuals on a podcast, it doesn't really work. But if you guys just follow along with me, it'll kind of feel like we're doing this together. So, Blade
It's
and Bones, Hong Kong's first ethnical and organic butcher shop. Oh my god. Oh god. Yeah, no, that's a thing. All right. Huh. Well, would you look at that? So yeah, if you guys want to check that out too, just Google it. You'll find it. It's there. But yeah, no. So if you guys are interested in playing Blade and Bones, you guys might have seen it before on YouTube a long while ago, but that was old footage of it. There's new. Game looks completely different than what it used to. And
we copyrighted strike everybody who was posting the video, like fucking EA games, We just dropped every video.
Wait,
IGN still has it.
EA Games said your game looked bad?
No.
Oh, okay.
What I'm saying, like evil publisher, we just gonna making every video of our old game going down, like Konami, you know, he
Right.
was taking down some videos talking about Kojima and stuff, or
Yeah.
Nintendo, I don't know.
This game is gonna be nuts, guys. I would highly recommend putting it onto your Steam wish list. It comes out on November 22nd, and if you like games where you just beat the absolute shit out of things, then this is definitely the game for you. So that's the game for anybody. Let's be real here. Everybody likes a good hack and slash kind of game. So if you are a fan of Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Demon Souls, anything that ends with Souls or Blade or something, you might want to check this game out because it might have flown under your radar. But I'm all about finding the games that are just going to come out of nowhere. And I think that this game's going to be pretty badass. So I highly recommend you guys check it out. And it comes out on Xbox One and PS4 as well, which is different from the usual. It's usually only PC. But if you are more of a console kind of guy, then you are going to be able to play this game as well.
It's coming on Steam, on GOG, and we hope to put in on Rumble Bundle, like the Rumble Star, better saying.
Even better. So everyone is eventually going to end up with a copy of this game, and we're all going to be raving about how badass this fucking game is. This has been the episode with the most amount of fucks in it. So I think we've accomplished a lot today. So
that's the American exposition on the Brazilian guys. Like all your movies say fuck every time. So when I'm trying to speak English, I'm just gonna say fuck, man.
There you go.
Trump for president.
There we go. God. All right. So this has been great, Charles. Thank you so much for coming onto the show on such short notice and hanging out with me today. And if you guys want to check out Blade and Bones, it's on Steam, but I also put it onto the Gadget website as well, where I'll put a little widget in there so you can just buy the game right then and there. So I'm also on SoundCloud and Podcast Addict as well. So if you don't like going onto a website you've never seen before, hey, I get it. Trust us though, we're pretty cool. And I would say check it out. Go on SoundCloud.com/GamerWeekly, and if you're on Podcast Addict, just include iTunes, and you can find us right then and there. So spread the word. Spread the good word. Tell us, something, anything. Be like, hey, this is a pretty dope episode, and I would greatly appreciate it. So once again, thank you so much for coming onto the show, Charles. It's been awesome, and check out Blade and Bones when it comes out later on this month. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, everybody.